Hey guys, Jacob here. As you guys know, it is the 20th of April 2021, and it is a Tuesday, which means this is going to be this week's vendor reset. As usual, we're going to be starting at the Base of Ops front desk vendor. This week they're selling the test subject. This one has pretty low health damage, but if you guys need this, I'd recommend picking this up and maxing out that health damage so you guys can use the Perfect in Sync talent. I'm going to scroll to a few more items and pick these out you guys may want to pick up, or just, if they have talents on them or attributes, then you guys can pick them and use them for your builds. But other than that, that's going to be the front desk vendor. Now, if you guys go right through here, to this atrium, go past all the murals and all the paintings and all the arrayed stuff right here on the wall, and then go to your clan vendor. Shout out to DOD and Kamikaze Von Doom. Then you guys will see the clan vendor. This week they're selling the artist tool. This one has almost max magazine size, and you can max this out if you want, or wait to pick up a better one on the loot allocation areas. But if you guys do not have this, I'd recommend grabbing it. They're also selling Hunter's Fury gloves. If you guys are trying to make a Hunter's Fury style build, they have 12.1 weapon damage and status effects. They're selling max Foundry knee pads if you guys are trying to make a Foundry build. Scroll through a few more items in case you guys need these. They are selling max damaged armor if you guys need that for a sniper build, and this sniper is actually not too bad. If you guys are getting off pretty new, or if you guys are just new on here, and you guys want something to use and you don't have that many weapons, I'd recommend grabbing this. They're selling max headshot damage as well if you guys need that for a sniper or any kind of headshot build. Max magazine size for the shotgun, which is 12.5, which for this I don't think it really helps the 612, but I could be wrong because I think the 612 is capped on magazine size. They're selling this Vanguard Sokolov chest piece. If you guys are trying to make a shield all red build, you guys could use this piece right here. The Somber Mask, which is cure damage, skill damage, and weapon damage. So if you guys are trying to make a critical hit build, and especially if you're new, and there's a lot of new players returning to this game, I'd recommend grabbing this and getting rid of skill damage and put critical hit chance or even hazard if you guys are trying to make a hazard or crit build. This would be perfect if you guys are just now starting off. But overall, that's going to be about it for the Base of Ops vendors. Next location is going to be the Theater Settlement. This week they're selling the Surge. The talents on this are pretty low. Would not recommend grabbing this unless you guys really do not have it. But a lot of the weapons, keep this in mind with the season currently on, and it's reset. You guys can get a lot of the name stuff from the Season 1 repeat. They're selling max damaged armor on this M1A. If you guys need that for an M1A rifle build, I'd recommend grabbing this. Also, they're selling Seska knee pads if you guys want to make a critical hit build with these. Sadly, they do not have critical hit damage, but they will work if you guys are just starting off or just need a piece for an improvised build if you guys are trying to make it. And what I mean by that is if you guys want to use this piece as a substitute until you find a better piece for the build. But other than that, that's going to be the Theater Settlement. Over at the Campus Settlement this week, they're selling the Scalpel. This is the Future Perfection named Talent Sniper Rifle. If you guys don't have this, I'd recommend grabbing it. But at the same time, a lot of people just got these when they were out in the previous season. So if you don't have it, grab it. If not, then you can farm loot allocations to get it. And at the same time, this will cost you 15,000 credits. So if you guys don't want to spend the money, don't. If you do, then spend it. But other than that, that's all they're really selling at the Campus Settlement. Not much anything else this week. Alright guys, now for the Dark Zone. Just keep this in mind. We're at DZ West. Going to be the first stop. You will need a different type of resource if you guys are wanting to buy stuff from this vendor. To acquire these resources, you'll have to deconstruct gear in the Dark Zone and extract it, or open up tiny little crates scattered around the Dark Zone, and you can get the resources that way and buy stuff at these vendors. This week, there's some of the Murakami Industries, which are the Emperor's Guard. If you guys do not have these knee pads and you have the money, I would highly recommend grabbing these, especially if you're trying to make an armor regen style build, due to the fact that they have armor regen and critical hit damage, which a lot of people want red on there. So now you can just change the skill tier to a blue, and essentially you're pretty much good to go. These are so good, I'm actually going to grab these for my second character, just so I can have them. But if you guys don't have these, highly recommend grabbing them. I'll scroll to a few more items in case any of you guys need this stuff. But other than that, that's the main thing they are selling this week, and I would recommend picking them up right now if you guys have the money. Now we're over at DZ South. You guys will see that right here. This week they're selling the Manic. You guys can get this pretty easily if you just farm loot allocation areas, so I would not recommend spending the 152 credits. Also, the fact Perfect Overflowing is not the best talent in the game, but if you guys don't have this, then you can grab it if you're trying to collect all of them, but you better be off farming and saving your credits. Let's scroll through a few more items in case any of you guys need to pick this stuff up. But at DZ South, they're not really selling anything that's worth grabbing. Alright, now we are at the final Dark Zone. This is going to be DZ East. This week, she's selling the Darkness. This one actually has max, or almost max marks rifle damage, critical hit damage, and headshot damage. If you guys don't have this, then obviously I recommend grabbing it. But at the same time, a lot of people have tons of these, and they never even use them, mostly due to the fact that his sniper rifle is kind of garbage compared to the bold actions. But I'm going to scroll to a few more items in case any of you guys want to pick this stuff up. They are selling a triple blue if you guys are looking for that for Badger Tough, if you're trying to make a hazard armor region style build with total armor and shotgun damage. But other than that, that's all they really have. That's going to be about it for the Dark Zones. The last stop on the list is going to be New York City. Keep this in mind, they don't sell anything named here. So if you guys just need any of these items, I'd recommend grabbing them. They're selling max marks and rifle damage if you guys need that for your snipers. But I'll scroll through a few more items in case any of you guys want to pick this stuff up. But they're not really selling anything this week in New York. Now if you guys just take a left right here and go through the atrium, then go through the green tent and take a right, you will see Roy Benitez sitting at this little tent area, which doesn't really have a roof on it, but it is what it is. And this week he's not really selling anything either. He is selling a FAMAS that has almost max health damage. But other than that, he is selling an RPK with measured, which I love the RPK. If you guys haven't used this weapon, I would recommend using it because I really love this weapon. It's pretty much like an AK, but in my opinion, I think it's a little bit better than the AK ammo-wise because it just, you know, I think it holds a little bit more ammo than the AK. But if you guys need any of these other items, I would highly recommend picking them up. If you guys want to make a crit build, would recommend picking up the Seska mask, especially if you're new. But other than that, that's all they're really selling this week. The main thing I would recommend grabbing are going to be the Emperor Guard knee pads at the Dark Zone vendor. If you guys don't have those, recommend grabbing them because they are a must for pretty much armor region style builds, or just any build in general. If you guys are running red or blue, especially if you just want to have a little bit of armor region, you can mix them in with hybrids as well. Or you could even use it for yellow builds for skill duration, stuff like that. But overall, thank you all for watching. Make sure you subscribe for more Division 2 content, and I'll catch you guys all later.